This is a technique in mastering to solve decimals with negative and positive signs. Again, this topic has a copyright, so this is for learning purposes only. So first, the first step that we need to do is to find two numbers where one is divisible by the other. Let's say it is 1.8, let's say this is 18 and 6. And then we can put a decimal point on both of them so that they will be used for decimal numbers. So let's say I'll make this 18 1.8 and 6, we want it lower than 1.8, so let's say 0.06. We can also use 0.6 because that will still be lower than 1.8. And then we can write all of them. So in addition of decimal of negative signs, so when it's the same sign, add and copy the sign. Add and copy sign. For different signs, so subtract and copy larger sign. So let's say we will first write 1.8 and 0.06, 1.8 and 0.06, 4 times 1.8, 0.06, 1.8, 0.06, 1.8, 0.06. And then, so this is addition, so we put add, we put addition. And then we will put signs on them, so we can randomize it. First, we have to put the first term to be a negative sign, and then we can make the second term to be the negative sign, and then both terms negative signs, and then both terms positive signs. So let's look at the first number. So negative 1.8 and positive 0.06. So these are different signs. They have different signs. So what we need to do is to subtract. So to subtract, so 1.8 minus 0.06. So as I have in my previous videos, we align the decimal point and then we subtract. So this one has no number, so we put 0. We subtract 0.6, we cannot subtract, so borrow 1 from 8, so this becomes 7, this becomes 10. 10 minus 6 is 4, 7 minus 0 is 7, and then yeah, so now we have 1.74. 1.74, and then these are these are different numbers. Subtract and copy the larger sign. So this is the larger sign. 1.8 is a larger sign, negative, so this is negative 174. In here, 1.8 minus negative 0.06. Again, this is positive, this is negative, so they have different sign. Again, we subtract, so we use the same solution. This is still 1.74, but this time 1.8 is the larger number, which is positive, so this is positive. On the third number, negative 1.8 plus negative 0.06, so they are both negative. So they have the same sign, so we have to add and copy the sign. So let's first add them. 1.8 plus 0.06, so addition, so this is let's put 0. 0 plus 6 is 6. 8 plus 0 is 8. We align the decimal point and then 1. So the answer here is 1.86. So same sign, add and copy the sign. So we added this one, negative and negative. So we added and we copied the sign. This is negative 1.86. In here, it is 1.8 plus 0.06. They are both positive, so they have the same sign, so we also add. So we copy this one, 1.86, and then we copy the sign. They're both positive, so this is positive. And then we check. There should not be a repetition of the answer. So in here, this is negative 1.74, this is positive 1.74, this is negative 1.86, this is positive 1.86, so there's no repetition of answers. So we're quite sure that it is correct. For subtraction, we change sign of the subtrahend, change sign of subtrahend, and change sign, proceed as addition, proceed as addition. So we write the same numbers, 1.8 and 0.06, 1.8, 0.06, 1.8, 0.06. So this is subtraction. One more. 1.8 minus 0.06 is equal to now we put signs on them. So we the putting the signs is a random case, so you can put the negative signs not necessarily in the same sequence that we did in here. Let's say this one we make it both negative. So these are both negative. And then in here, let's say only the first term is negative. And then in here, let's say the second term is negative. And then this in here is both positive. So we leave it at that. So the first step is we need to change the sign of the subtrahend, the second number, and then make this into addition. So we need to rewrite. So you should not do a shortcut. We have to rewrite. So if we rewrite this one, it becomes negative 1.8. This negative 0.06 becomes positive, and then we proceed as addition. So this becomes plus 0.06. This is now addition. So since this is addition, we follow the sign, we follow the rule of this one. So this is negative, this is positive. So they are different sign. So we subtract and copy the larger sign. So when we subtract this one, we follow this rule. 1.74, 1.74, and then different signs, subtract and copy the larger sign. Subtract. So we subtracted. We copy the larger sign. This is negative 1.8. This is the larger sign. So this we follow this one. It's negative. Again, this one we rewrite. So this is positive 0.06. This becomes negative 0.06, but we proceed as addition. So we rewrite this one, negative 1.8. So instead of subtraction, it becomes addition, but we have to change the sign. So this becomes negative 0.06. So this is negative, this is negative. If we add this, they have the same sign, so we add and copy the sign. So we will add negative 1.8, negative 0.06. Here's the addition, 1.86. So 1.86. And then copy the sign. So this is negative. Now the third number, the subtrahend, we have to change the sign. This negative becomes positive, and then we make this into addition. So we have to rewrite, in able to avoid mistakes, So this is 1.8. This doesn't, the sign doesn't change, but this negative becomes positive, and this one will become addition. So this is addition, and this becomes positive 0.06. So when this one is now addition, we follow this rule. They have the same sign, so we add and copy the sign. So we add this two, which is 1.86, 1.86, and then copy the sign. They are both positive, so this is still positive. In here, 1.8 minus 0.06, so this is positive. It will become negative when we rewrite, and this will become addition. So 1.8, and then becomes addition, and then this one becomes negative, so negative 0.06. Now, so this is now addition. This is positive, this is negative. They are different signs, so we subtract and copy the larger sign. So we subtract, so this is the subtraction solution, so 1.74. Now this is, we copy the larger sign, this is the larger sign, positive, so this is still positive. Again, we check if there are no, there should be different for each case. So this is negative 1.74, this is negative 1.86, this is positive 1.86, this is positive 1.74. So there are no repetition of answers, so we're basically sure that it is correct. For the multiplication and division is way easier. Same sign, positive. Different sign, negative. So the answers would usually be the same. So let's say we copy we put four numbers again, 1.8, 0.06, 1.8, 0.06, 1.8, 0.06, and then 1.8, 0.06. So they are all multiplication. So we just put it in parentheses. So this is now multiplication. Now we will put a random, we will randomize the negative sign. Let's say this should be the first time, let's make it the negative number. And then here, let's say both of them negative. In here, let's say both positive. And then in here, let's get the second term negative. So let's see, first term, both negative, both positive, second term. Now let's multiply this one. If we multiply that one, so here's the multiplication process. 1.8 times 0.06. So to multiply, so 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 1 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 108. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. So if we add, it will be 801. Now we count the decimals. This one has 1 decimal. This one has 2 decimals. So we add 1 plus 2 is 3. So we have to put 3 decimals. So from here, we move 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. So this will be your decimal. So your answer will be 0.108. Now in here, your answer will all be the same. 0.108, 0.108, 0.108, 0.108. But the signs would be different. So in here, negative and then positive, it's different. So this will be negative. In here, negative and negative, they have the same sign. So if they have the same sign, it will be positive. In here, positive and positive, they have the same sign. So this is also positive. In here, positive and negative have different signs, so this is negative. So there should only be two positive and then two negatives. If there are 3 positive and 1 negative, or 3 negative and 1 positive, then you have it wrong. So the last one is 1.8 divided by 0.06, 1.8 divided by 0.06, 1.8 divided by 0.06, 1.8 divided by 0.06. And then we'll randomize putting the negative sign. Let's say this second term now we'll put a negative, and then let's make this one both positive, so we just leave it as it is. And then let's say this first term is negative, and then in here let's make both of them negative. So let's see, first term negative, both positive, second term negative, both positive, first term negative, both term negative. Now let's divide. So if we divide, so 1.8 divided by 0.06. So in my other videos, we make this into a whole number. We need to move this to the left, to the rightmost. So 1, 2. If we move these 2 places, we have to move these 2 places. So it becomes, we rewrite, it becomes 180 divided by 6. So 1 divided by 6 we cannot, but 18 divided by 6 is 3. 3 times 6 is 18. Bring down 0. 0 times divided by 6 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. So the answer is 30 for all of them, but they will have different signs. So in multiplication division, same sign is positive, different sign is negative. In here, this is positive, this is negative, so this is negative. Positive, positive, so they have the same sign, positive. Negative, positive, they have different signs, so this is negative. Negative, negative, they have the same sign, so this is positive. Then we check, only 2 have positive, only 2 should have positive and only 2 should have negative, so they are all correct. Now these are numbers that I've just randomly written. You can use 2.4 and 0.3, and then 1.2 and 0.004. So these are the, so you can use, you can exercise, you can do exercise using this one, 2.4 and 0.3 and 1.2 and 0.004. So you can also use this number when you're first trying, and then you should have the same answers. So it's important to do exercises, because some people have a lot of problems with signs, especially with decimals and fractions or even whole numbers. So if you keep doing exercises like this, you will be having a perfect answer. I have, on my experience, a lot of students that I tutored, they have the correct answer, only to make a mistake on the sign, they forgot to include the negative. So this is an important part on learning math, learning about negative signs. I hope this one can help with your learning, and if you find this can help with you, you can subscribe and like this topic.